Have you ever stopped and thought about how fragile human civilization really is? Like, we walk around every day assuming everything will just keep working. Electricity, clean water, internet, supermarkets stocked with food, as if it's guaranteed forever. But the truth is, all of this is built on a delicate balance, and that balance is far more unstable than most of us realize. Civilization, in all its complexity, is like a giant Jenga tower. Every block represents something we depend on: agriculture, energy, technology, governments, supply chains. And if just one block is pulled out wrong, the whole tower could collapse. Take something as simple as electricity. We flick a switch without a thought, and light comes on. But behind that simple action is an intricate web of power plants, transmission lines, control systems, and human oversight. The United States, for example, has one of the largest electrical grids in the world. It's not a single system, but several regional ones connected together. This interconnection makes things efficient, but also vulnerable. A severe storm in one part of the country can cascade into blackouts hundreds of miles away. And it's not hypothetical. In 2003, a software bug in Ohio triggered a chain reaction that left about 50 million people without power for up to 4 days. Imagine entire cities grinding to a halt, hospitals relying on backup generators, traffic chaos, food and refrigerators spoiling. That was a real-world reminder of how dependent we are on a single thread. It doesn't stop at electricity. Think about supply chains. In our globalized world, a loaf of bread might contain wheat from one country, processed in another, packaged in a third, and shipped halfway across the world before it reaches your grocery store. That level of complexity is amazing, but it comes with incredible fragility. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we saw how quickly disruptions can spread. Ports clogged, ships stuck in queues, goods delayed. Suddenly, shelves in supermarkets went empty. Toilet paper shortages became a symbol of just how vulnerable modern life is to small disruptions. Even water systems aren't immune. Cities depend on massive infrastructure to deliver clean drinking water, but that infrastructure requires constant maintenance, energy, and funding. A failure in a major dam, a polluted water source, or a cyber attack on a water treatment facility could trigger a crisis overnight. In 2014, Flint, Michigan, faced such a disaster when changes in water sourcing without proper treatment led to toxic lead contamination in drinking water for thousands of residents. That's not a science fiction disaster. That's modern civilization hitting a dangerous point. Now let's take it a step further. Our civilization also depends on invisible systems: trust, governance, cooperation. These are just as important as electricity or roads. A breakdown in trust, whether between citizens and governments or between nations, can trigger collapse even if the physical infrastructure is intact. History has countless examples. The fall of the Roman Empire, the collapse of the Maya civilization, even more recent economic collapses, often began with the erosion of trust and cooperation before physical systems failed. And we can't ignore climate change. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and more severe: hurricanes, floods, droughts, wildfires. Each of these doesn't just destroy a city or a crop. It sends ripple effects through the whole system. A flood that destroys farmland doesn't just affect farmers, it affects food prices, supply chains, and economic stability. If those ripples grow large enough, they could topple entire regions' ability to sustain themselves. The unsettling truth is that our civilization, with all its technology, progress, and comfort, is far more fragile than we give it credit for. We often take it for granted, but it is constantly maintained by countless invisible systems, human decisions, and cooperation across billions of people. And unlike nature, which has survived millions of years of change through adaptation, human civilization has created systems that are intricate but brittle. This doesn't mean we should live in fear. It means we should understand the fragility of the world we've built. We should appreciate the complexity, but also prepare for the possibility that it could fail. Resilience, both individual and societal, is the key. Whether that means investing in renewable energy, strengthening infrastructure, diversifying supply chains, or simply being aware of our dependencies, every step we take matters. Civilization isn't a permanent state. It's a living thing that needs care, awareness, and responsibility. So next time you flick a switch, drink a glass of clean water, or open your fridge full of food, remember this: it's not magic, it's a fragile miracle. And that miracle depends on all of us, working together to protect it before the tower wobbles too far.